serious social and health challenges affecting tertiary institutions across the world. Universities, polytechnics, and colleges are environments where young adults experience new levels of freedom, independence, and exposure to different lifestyles. While these opportunities help students grow academically and socially, they also expose them to negative influences such as drug abuse.
One of the major origins of drug abuse among students is peer pressure. Young people often desire acceptance from their social groups. On campuses, they may be influenced by students or friends who already use drugs. Peer influence is powerful because young people often spend time interacting with their friends rather than family members.
Curiosity is a natural human trait, especially among youth. Many students become interested in drugs after hearing or observing others using them. Some students experiment with drugs simply to experience the sensation or to know how it feels. Unfortunately, what starts as an experimentation often leads to addiction or long-term abuse.
Very productive creatives do not help themselves with any kind of intoxicants. The reason is because you need clear mind, clear vision to be able to interpret anything or to even begin the process of imagination.
Now, one of the things you should realize is drugs have both a beneficial effect and a non-beneficial effect, which we tend to call adverse effect. Every drug that people take, including the ones that are abused as recreational drugs, can also affect other organs that we may tend to deem them as not beneficial effect. Now, basically, drugs do two things when you take them. They either slow down the metabolism of your body or they overstimulate or excite the metabolism of your body.
Drug abuse refers to the excessive or improper use of substances such as alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, tramadol, codeine, and other harmful drugs for non-medical purposes.
Academic and emotional stress. Some students faces academic pressure, financial challenge, relationship problems, and expectations from family members. Some students turn to drugs as a way of coping with stress, anxiety, depression, or frustration. They may think it helps them to calm down, focus, or forget their problem temporarily. However, it often worsens their problem instead of solving them.
Do you know that the easy availability of drugs around campuses causes drug abuse? In many institutions, drugs are secretly sold within student hostels, nearby communities, and social gathering spots.
Students from unstable family backgrounds or homes where drug use are common are most likely to abuse drugs. Lack of parental supervision, poor moral upbringing, substance abuse during childhood increase the risk of drug addiction later in life. Students experience neglect or family conflict may use drugs as a form of escape.
It's always best for you as somebody in the creative department to keep your mind healthy and clean. And the easiest way to do that is to stay away from anything that looks like drugs. So, which means for drugs, as they say in the Bible, flee from evil. Once you hear drugs, flee. As a matter of fact, call it drugs so that you don't mix it up with medicine, right? Because sometimes I hear, I'm going to buy drugs. No, you're going to buy medicine. It's different. However, when you abuse medicines or you take without doctor's advice and all of that, you could also overdo that. So if you overdose yourself on cough syrups, for instance, or painkillers, that itself can make you very sick.
Now, one of the things you should realize is drugs have both a beneficial effect and a non-beneficial effect, which we tend to call adverse effect. Every drug that people take, including the ones that are abused as recreational drugs, can also affect other organs that we may tend to deem them as not beneficial effect. Now, basically, drugs do two things when you take them. They either slow down the metabolism of your body or they overstimulate or excite the metabolism of your body.
Drug abuse has a far-reaching consequences affecting institutions, individuals, and society as a whole.
Drug abuse causes serious physical and mental health issues. This includes brain damage,
liver and kidney failure, respiratory problems, mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, and psychosis, risk of overdose and death. Prolonged drug abuse weakens the immune system, making students more vulnerable to infections and diseases.
Students under the influence of drugs may engage in theft, cultism, sexual assault, and violent behavior. Drug trafficking and illegal drug sales also increase insecurity within campus environments.
Campus reputation and learning environment. Widespread drug abuse often damages the reputation of educational institutions. It creates an unsafe learning environment and distracts students from academic and moral development. Institutions with high drug abuse rates often face disciplinary challenges and reduced academic standards.
First Corinthians 6 verse 9 says, "What? Know ye not that your body is a temple of God, whom you are?" It tells us that we are to glorify God in our spirit and our body. So what you do to your body, what you take into your body, is very important, as it either glorifies God or defiles the body, which is contrary to the will of God. And so in living true to God and in living true to self-love, if you love yourself, there is no way that you will take drugs that are harmful, drugs like tramadol, drugs like colos, and then cocaine and weed, and those very dangerous things to the body.
Campus drug abuse has grown significantly in recent decades, becoming a major concern for parents, educators, government, and health professionals. It affects students' academic performance, health, relationships, and future career prospects. In some cases, it leads to criminal activities, cultism, and violence within and outside campus environments.
Students who abuse drugs risk losing employment opportunities. Many organizations conduct drug tests before employment. A history of drug abuse can damage professional reputation and limit career growth.
Addressing drug abuse requires cooperation among students, parents, school authorities, government agencies, and society at large.
Educational institutions should organize regular seminars, workshops, awareness campaigns to educate the students about the dangers of drug abuse.
Providing accurate information helps the students make informed decisions and resist peer pressure.
Schools should establish strong rules against drug distribution, possession, and abuse.
Effective enforcement through campus security, disciplinary committees discourage students from engaging in drug-related activities.
If you come back home in our environment, especially in Nigeria here, we don't have a sophisticated system that tracks down and follow up people that are deemed or diagnosed to have been addicted to certain drugs. So what we basically do here is simply to see you in the hospital almost as an emergency basis. Take care of the emergency problem, and then you're let go or you're put back into society without a proper follow-up. However, in other times, what they do is that they have groups, they have a specialized system of care where you're being followed up both in the clinic setting and in the home setting. Okay, so the care may start from a psychoanalysis or a psycho-emotional support. Okay, where your reasons for abusing the medications or the reasons for taking the medications are primarily addressed. And if there's a problem with addiction, depending on the drug in view, there are certain medical options that may be given to you to take care of the addiction.
Understanding the origin, effect, and solution to drug abuse is essential in addressing this growing menace among students.
Institutions should provide accessible counseling services to help students experiencing stress, depression, or addiction. Professional counselors can help students develop healthy coping mechanisms and recovery plans.
When it comes to drug abuse on campuses, parental involvement is very, very necessary. Parents should maintain a close communication with their children even after they gain admission into the higher institution. Emotional support,
Guidance on monitoring helps reduce student vulnerability to drug abuse. Positive peer group can help students resist drug abuse. Student organization promoting healthy lifestyle and academic excellence and moral value provides alternative to drug-related social circles.
But we also know that for psychologists, there's what you call replacement strategy. It's difficult sometimes when it becomes a habit and somebody has gone very deep into it and there's rehabilitation. It's difficult to stop immediately. And so what we ask for is a replacement strategy and a gradual withdrawal, because there are people who have withdrawn immediately and some of them go mad, some get even worse than what they were when they were taking it. But professionals will tell you, will guide you, and will lead you to know that gradual withdrawal with a replacement strategy, before you know it, that danger line is completely eliminated.
Students already addicted to drugs need professional rehabilitation support rather than punishment alone. Rehabilitation therapy and centers help students recover physically and psychologically.
Encouraging sports, cultural events, talent development, and entrepreneurship programs help students channel their energy into productive activities. Engaged students are less likely to abuse drugs.
Religious organization and moral education program plays an important role in developing student values. Spiritual guidance helps students develop self-discipline and resist harmful behavior.
Combating drug abuse requires the cooperation of government agencies, educational institutions, medical professionals, parents, and student bodies. Joint efforts ensures the comprehensive prevention and treatment strategies.
The government is not doing much with respect to addressing the problem of drug abuse. We don't have a well-designed system that systematically follows and manages people with drug abuse problems. And most of the time, the source of the drugs, the education is poor about the effects that certain drugs can have when they are overused or abused. And so we still have a long way to go in the way we manage people with drug abuse.
Say big no to drugs, please. Very fat big no to drugs and anything that looks like drugs. And be careful whilst on campus, because your drinks can be spiked. I see a lot of ladies here, and you can be fed gang rape drugs. You know that, right? So your Fanta can be spiked. You can think you're drinking Fanta, but you're not drinking Fanta. So you need to be extremely, extremely careful so that you don't also fall prey to all of that. But importantly is you and your mind. You need to constantly sanitize your mind. And the first easiest way to sanitize your mind that I know is for you to constantly tell yourself that you need the soundness of your mind to pass your exams.
Drug abuse on campus is a serious problem that threatens students' health, academic success, and future opportunities. It originates from multiple factors such as peer pressure, curiosity, academic stress, availability of drugs, and social influence. The effects are devastating, leading to poor academic performances, health complications, criminal behavior, social conflict, and career limitation. However, drug abuse can be reduced through effective education, strict institutional policies, counseling services, parental involvement, rehabilitation programs, and strong law enforcement. Creating a supportive and drug-free campus environment requires collective responsibilities from students, institutions, families, and society. Students must understand that their time in school is a foundation for their future. Making responsible choices and avoiding drug abuse will help them achieve academic success, personal growth, and a meaningful contribution in society. This can be done also through a well-detailed documentary movie. Stay away from drug abuse.